Hi and welcome to my kitchen. My name is John of cookingwithjohngruber.com, and I just wanted to say thank you for joining me on this video. Now today I'm going to be making a side dish for a popular, like any sort of roast. If you're roasting turkey or if you're roasting anything, even like a pot roast or prime rib. Standing rib roast sounds really good right now. I'm a little hungry. Anyway, this recipe is very similar to your glazed carrots, although I found a way to make it just a little tastier and just a little healthier. So cue the music and we'll be back with all the ingredients you need for this easy dish. Okay, so there's one thing missing from this entire thing, and that is my prep deck. It could have kept me a little bit more organized than what I did here, but I've got everything out on the counter and it's pretty easy for you to see. So I've got my handy dandy cooktop here, and that's all that's really necessary for it, but I just need a pot, which is right behind me. Just gonna grab that real quick. Look at that. Okay. So I have a pot. The other thing that I have here is about 2.5 to 3.5 cups of carrots. They're pretty much evenly sliced and diced. I tried to make them all uniform size so that they cook the same way. So, you know, if I take one piece and then hold it up to like a second piece, it's going to be about the same size. I did wash them and peel them before cutting them, and that's important to clean your vegetables before using them. The second, I guess, main ingredient then is going to be some onion. Now I have some spring onion, some green onion here, and I have a little bit more for garnish later, but we're going to be cooking with some of it with the carrots. And then more importantly, we have some chicken stock and white wine to cook the carrots in. So all of that's going to go into the pot. In fact, I'm going to start with the stock. Now this stock is no fat. You know, most cans of chicken stock these days, maybe like 98% fat free, and then it's just a matter of your sodium content later. And we have about 1/2 cup of wine. Oh, and I'm spilling. So 1/2 cup of wine. Let me just clean this off. I don't like messes. And I'm going to add about 1/2 teaspoon of curry powder to this recipe. Now this is a new container, so I have to open it up, and they're never easy to get into. Welcome to live TV. I try not to edit any of my film too much because I want you to cook with me at home. You know, this is how I am at home, so this is what you get. All right, so finally got the paper off. Be careful using a big knife to open up your spice jar. There we go. And I have 1/2 teaspoon right here, so I'm going to just go ahead and level that off, measure it, level it. If you don't like curry, don't use it. I also have some ginger here, about maybe 1.5 teaspoons of ginger, and then 1 garlic clove, just to toss into the mixture then. So I'm going to bring this up to a boil. You're not going to watch me boil water. Boil and turn it down. Now the fan's a little loud on this unit, so I'm not going to be talking throughout. But pretty much everything gets thrown into the pot. I do have a little lemon juice. You know what? I need 1/2 teaspoon of lemon juice as well. But that I'm just going to eyeball. There, just like that. Because again, you're cooking with John Gruber, who doesn't always measure everything, but it always tastes great, I promise. We also want 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. I'm telling you, see, everything's a half a teaspoon of sugar. Now, yes, this is sugar, but it's not as much sugar that would go into normal glazed carrots. And I'm just going to put that right in the water. That'll dissolve with everything. And then I'm going to cook these carrots. I'm going to just toss everything into the pot. Alright. And we have the garlic to get in there. Get off my finger. Alright. There we go. So we've got the garlic. Don't ever do that with your knives. It doesn't stay sharp otherwise. But I sharpen my knives regularly. And there's the garlic. Just gather up all that, or the ginger rather. Gather up all that ginger and garlic and put it right in the pot. I'm gonna turn that up so it starts to boil real quick. Anyway, while I'm waiting for this to cook, I'm just going to say drop your comments below if you have any questions. You can also email me. I do love emails. It's good. And I do answer them within a day or so. So you should be able to get a response from me right away. Yeah, I'm just going to see that's practically boiling now. So I'm just going to put these carrots in very carefully. And I'm going to cook that down. Now, you will, once the carrots are tender, takes about 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, then just add a little bit of cornstarch. I have a tablespoon of cornstarch with a tablespoon of water solution. I'm going to stir that up and put that in when it comes closer to time, and then just cook everything until it's like thick and sticky. But it's not going to be super sweet or sugary. It's going to have that great garlic, ginger, oniony, carrot flavor for your side dish for your meal. And that's why I'm putting this in the healthy tips category versus a plant-based category, just because even though just because I'm cooking in chicken stock. There we go. There's the answer to that. It's not quite a plant-based meal. You can use water, just season a little heavier, and that's what I will do when these are done. Anyway, I will talk to you in a little bit. I'm going to put a lid on to conserve some energy to bring this up to the higher boil, and I will see you in just 15 minutes. Now the carrots are quite tender, but they're not mushy. In fact, they're almost deceptively tender, because if you look at them, it almost looks like they are still the same as when I put them into the boiling water, but they are now nice and soft. And the liquid within the pot has reduced to about a ½ inch on the bottom, maybe even a third of an inch. I reduced it down to a simmer, and now I'm just going to add my cornstarch slurry to the mixture, or to the cooking pot there, and we'll get that right in. You can just dump all of that in. I'm going to give it a quick stir and then just wait for that glaze to thicken then. Okay, so the cornstarch slurry has thickened the liquid in the pot, and it is ready to serve. Again, these carrots aren't quite tender crisp, but they are just slightly under the tenderness. And if you like them a little bit more tender, I would probably recommend, just adding a little bit more water and boiling it down, and it just and then simmer down the water and the carrots if you want to add a little bit more softness to your carrots. Anyway, these are ready to serve. With the amount of carrots I used, you do get servings for roughly 4 people, and that is, in my opinion, just amazing. But I'm just going to plate these out here. Oops. I don't know what's going on with my pot. I'm just going to remove that as it cools down. There we go. I mean, look at this. It's just, they're so bright. They're so vivid. You can smell the ginger in the carrots. Now, if you don't have fresh ginger, like I used a fresh bit of ginger, you can use dried, just use half or even like a quarter of the amount of ginger if you're going to use dried ginger. But I always say just buy the regular ginger, because it actually tastes a little bit better. And because otherwise it kind of gets bitter in the dried form. I'm just going to scoop all of this this glaze right into the pot here. It's very beautiful. It's a bright color from the curry. But when it comes to ginger, back to ginger, you can buy it at the grocery store, and it does keep in the fridge for quite some time. You just use like a little knuckle at a time. Or if you really want to, just peel all of it, and then put it in a plastic baggie, toss it in the fridge, and then you can just grate it with a grater from frozen state. So this is the glazed ginger, the ginger glazed carrots. Look at that, even the great glaze. If you did use like a white onion, you wouldn't have that green appearance to it. I'm just going to add some of these scallions on top because they look like this dish looks like it wants some more green to it. And there, that's as fresh as it gets. I'm ready to dive in just like this. I will see you next time. For more information, you can always email me, or you can just go to my website, fill out the contact form. That's the best way to get a hold of me. Drop some comments below, subscribe to my channel. I hope that next time a little more organized for a recipe. And I will talk to you next time. I love you. Thank you for joining me, and I'm proud of you for watching this till the end. I will talk to you next time.